Okay, we're back, and now we're going to be playing the 1400 turn. And first, we're going to roll for the initiative. Now, I think I mentioned before, the German, Italian have a starting point of 4 for initiative, and the British have 3. We've got our dice rolls, and our dice rolls. Oh, that's good for the German, Italian. So the Germans and Italian get 4 plus 6 is 10. British get 3 plus 3 is 6. So 10 minus 6 is 4 divided by 2. There'll be 2 activations for the German Italians before the British can do anything. So with that, let's take a look at what we want to do here. Again, pushing along this line, but we do need to alleviate some of the pressure that the 25-pounders and the mortars are applying to the attack with their very good fire. So I think what we're going to start with is the artillery over here, the Italian artillery, the 8 and the 14. We'll combine those together to make 22. So it'll start on the 22. Now our target, pretty much everything is visible up on the hill. Hill-to-hill visibility is fine. Can't see anything down below here yet, but the hill-to-hill is fine. So I think we'll start off going after, once again, I think we're going to go for the individual artillery back here, just because I don't want to mess with that morale factor that Lieutenant Colonel has over there. Try to break up the attack. So it's going to be a 22. So it's going to start on our 22 column right here. Now we're also going to get a +1 because we're firing at an artillery unit. It's +1 for firing at artillery when it's bombardment. So we're going to shift from our 21 column to our 30 column. The dug-in does not apply anything to bombardment. That's one key thing that people should remember. Dug-in units get absolutely nothing for bombardment. And I believe that's it, because there's no self-spotting, and we don't have 3 stacks or anything else. So it's going to be on the 30 column. So let's roll and see what we get. Get an 8, kind of a middle roll, and that gives us a M result. So we've got a morale check result on him. Morale is 8, so needs a 8 or less to pass. Rolls a 9, so that was actually successful. That is going to disrupt that artillery unit. So that unit is disrupted, and also keep them from combining over here as well. So that's our first activation. Second activation, so we've activated them, but they've still got their mortars and everything else going on over here. I think for the second activation, we'll try to get units moving. So we'll activate our good, oh, he's got to recover him, doesn't he? Now we'll actually activate this Capitano down here, the 710. He'll activate Tenente next door, as well as the machine gun unit over here. They're all going to move. That's the important thing. Remember, you've got to declare either move or fire for what they're doing. All of these units are going to move, so let's get them moving. So he'll go 1, 2, 3. Actually, he's just going to do 1, 2 to there. These guys are going to come down. Oh, no, never mind. I'm going to do 3. He'll do 1, 2, 3, and he'll do 1, 2. Now, all of these are outside of shooting range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, they're all outside of range. So there's no opportunity fire that can be laid upon them. They just move like that, and then of course they get their moved fired, and they're done. So there's the 2 activations for the for the German Italians. So the second one is now, the next activation is going to be over to the British. So the British, at this point, they've got people moving. They can, it's tempting to go after that major again up on the hill, because he is demoralized and knock him out, and that'll put a real crimp into their command structure. Capitano is really tough to get, so I'm not sure about that. We can also hit them, who just moved, try to slow them down as well. Again, it's pretty much going to be bombardment with him, the mortars, or him with the artillery. So I think what we're going to try to do, it's not very good. And that's not very good. Okay, so not very good actions. I think I'm going to take a chance. This lieutenant down here, we're going to start him to, and his platoon, start digging in down here. Need to shore up this defense down below. I'm going to take a little bit of chance with that, not attacking, but I want to get more of these over here before the British fire. So back to the Italian-German phase. And at this point, I think I got to try to get the major going here, because it's either him or him or him. Well, actually, I could take a crack at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Alright, so he could see him. Both of these guys could see him. So I think I'll have it him because he's a leader character. And let me see, that's a slope hex. So that's going to be blocked, unfortunately. Okay, we'll have to do the Capitano. Try to get these mortars back here, firing on them, and see if we can't knock them out or harass them on there. So these mortars are going to start on 8 column. All right, they're firing at mortars, so it's a +1, brings us to the 12 column. There's no 3 stack or anything else, so it's pretty much right there on the 12 column. So let's see what we get. 5 on the 12, just a miss. So he missed. All right, so those mortar, the Capitano did not activate. They activated the fire. So that's all for their second activation. Now back over to the British in terms of what they want to do here. Still pretty open. I think this disrupted unit is going to try to recover. This is nothing great, and they're really hindered without him being at full strength. So he's going to try to recover. He is an 8 morale, so he'll require a 7 or less to recover. He does not recover. That is a pinch. So we move on to the third turn for the German-Italian. Third activation. Right here. I think now we've got to go with the major. Try to get him going. The major's hex will activate the move, and they're just going to attempt to recover both of them. Actually, in the unit below, he's moving as well. He'll actually move, but the rest of them are going to try to recover. So let's take him out first. So he'll go 1, 2, 3. Again, there's no opportunity fire out of range. And he's going to try to recover. So he's a 9, -1 for the demoralized state. So he's at 8. He'll need a 7 or less. He does not get it. Alright, he doesn't have to retreat. There's nobody in direct fire range of him, so we'll just stay right there. And the disrupted guy, he's a 7, so he'll need a 6 or less. Ha! No. Luckily, that was not the leader, because he would have been gone. So neither one of them recover. They just stay put. Okay. And now it's the third turn for the British, and after this we'll start rolling Fog of War. I am using the optional rule of Fog of War to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, we'll take the other 25-pounder. Lieutenant Colonel's going to activate him. He's going to fire. Lieutenant Colonel's going to move, actually. He'll also activate that half-track next door to him to move as well. So let's do the movement. He'll go 2, 4, 6. And Lieutenant Colonel is going to go and jump into the other foxholes up here and get them going. Okay, and he's going to fire. He's going to fire at whom? He's going to actually fire at this Capitano over here, spotted by him. So it'll be 13. And I believe that's it. 4, that's a morale check. And the leader is 7, and he's disrupted. And the unit is 7, and he's disrupted. So that was an effective shot for them. And now we got to roll the Fog of War. So we'll just take 3 dice. And 9, there's no Fog of War. Continuing on with the turn here. So now for the Italians, they are going to, I think, try to get more of the infantry going with the Capitano. So he's going to activate. They're going to move, and the guys next door are going to move as well. And Capitano and his unit are going to try to recover. So he is he's a 7, +2 for the Capitano's morale, makes 9. So he's going to need a 8 or better to recover. And he makes it with a 7. So he's recovered. Now the other guy's going to move. Now there should be no opportunity fire. We just need to make sure he gets close to somebody. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, down to there. Okay. And now we've got a Fog of War roll. And that is not a Fog of War roll. It's back over to the British. British. I think I've got the mortars. I've got them. I think I want to have these guys, but I got to be careful. He doesn't have a leader with him, so they can't go closer to anybody. So what they can see. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's really this hill slope line they can't move into. So they will actually move up 1, 2, and then unload for 3 and stop there. So they can do that all out of sight of our Italian, German friends, or enemies. Fog of War roll? No. Back over to the Italians and Germans. So the artillery's all set. I think we've got to get the Germans going here. So He's more powerful, and his friend is back there. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So we're there. Alright, so this group over here is going to move. We will activate these tank leader, activate him. We'll leave recon unit alone because they've got their own leader as well. These 3 are going to move through this leader. Now, question is how. So he's going to go 2, 4, 6. That's it, because that's going to be 2 plus 1 for a pill. So that's as far as he gets. One of these is going to go 2, 4, 6, and 8 into there. And he could see them. Okay. So he's going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. And this one's going to go 2, 4, 6. That's right, he's 1 short. He's only 7. That's okay, we'll break him up a little bit. Okay. Break him up a little bit. And that'll be it. We'll have a fog of war roll. And the game goes on. Turn goes on. So next, we do have some fire over here, but it's going to be a -1. I mean, even with the op fire, it wouldn't have been that great. Because they would be 4, 8, 12. -1 plus 1. Well, the op fire wouldn't count on the tanks. So now what they say. Mortars can still fire, but holding those back, but might be a good time to have the mortars. Let's see who can see him. He will spot for him. Now he's a leader. I just need to check him. This is a good point to bring up. Some of our leaders do have special skills for spotting. Now the only one that does for the British is this guy here, right? This guy back here, Brown, does not. Okay, so, but he will spot. He's going after this group over here, another leader. Get the mortars in there. So that's going to be 16. That's against infantry, so there's no shifts. There's no direct line of sight. So it's just going to be a straight 16. 16 column. He rolls a 4. That's good. 16. That's an M1. It's an M1 on these guys. So we've got our leader, which he is an 8, plus 1. 12. He fails. Oh, that's one of our regular leaders. He fails bad. He's demoralized, so he's going to lose leader points on that. Take those off in a minute. Then his unit underneath there, plus 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. He's a 7. He is okay. So our leadership is taking the hit. So he's demoralized. Demoralized leaders lose 3 points. 3 leadership points. So let's just take a look here. This is 13. Okay, 6, 1, 13, 12. Oh, he's the one who's already in the negative. That's not going to help him. So British mortars have fired. do a fog of war, and no fog of war. Ooh, getting tough here, getting tough. Alright, I gotta get up motorcycles, I think. Got a little window here. So, the motorcycles are going to activate to move. All of them moving. This guy's, of course, going to attempt to recover. So we'll do that first. He's a 7, needs a 6 to recover. And he gets it. He gets with a 3. So he's back in good shape. Now the other guys are going to move here. So they are motorized. So they're going to go 2, 4. I want to try to keep them together. And he's going to go 2 plus 2 uphill, 4, 6. It's not a great move, but I need them to get moving and stay together. So, fog of war. Nothing. Okay. Back to the British. British don't have a lot going on here. Don't have a lot going on here. These guys are all activated. These guys just have direct fire. There's nothing really around them. Same with these guys. Anti-aircraft gun. That has a range of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So it's out here, but his AT fire is very weak. That is only a 5. They are out of range of that. So there's not much we can do there. I think they're just going to pass. So we'll do a fog of war roll. No fog of war. Back over to the German Italian. So we do have these units here, which I think will activate to move forward. So they're moving. 7 and an 8. So he'll go 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Very powerful units moving around here for the Germans, German Italians. It's just getting them in position. That's the tricky part. Fog of war. Almost. 15. Almost a fog of war. Situation really hasn't changed for the British. Although I think this unit is going to activate, move into here. Can't load up because he wasn't, the Bren carrier wasn't activated, but I think we'll get it set up for next turn. Fog of war, no fog. And I think last one we have, well, maybe the last one. Yeah, these guys, but I don't really want to get them involved yet. We'll go with this guy, moving, of course. And he is our reconnaissance armored car. 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Gets them up to there. Alright. So they're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That gets them up on the rise. Let's see what they can see. So they can actually spot all around here. Unfortunately, they can't call in artillery, but they can see all the way around there. Fog of war. No fog of war. Back to the British. Not much has changed for the British. Although, thinking about Captain over here shifting. got to cut them off. But the problem is, I hate to lose the dug in. Hate to lose a dug in when you get into so close a combat. But they are getting around them. Infantry's going to be infantry stuck back there, so it's going to be, they're going to have to wait. All right, I think the captain's going to activate. And he's going to activate the other guy here to move behind him. And let's take the guy behind him first. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Captain is going to go 1, 2, 3 as well. A little bit of maneuvering going on here to get position. Flag of war. Oh, there we go. Rolled an 18. That's the end of the turn with the flag of war. Okay, so that's the end of the 1400 turn, 2 p.m. All that's left is taking off the counters here, and we'll be good to go. So that's the end of 1400. You can see a little bit more maneuvering happening here with the units. The Italians, Germans trying to establish a corridor down the side, while the British are having to react, which is actually good from the German-Italian standpoint, because it gets them out of their static positions and into the open, which they're a little bit more vulnerable with, and maybe even up the fight a little bit. I don't know, but the British artillery has certainly shown their capabilities. You know, this whole command structure is out of the battle temporarily until they can recover. The motorcycles have been slowed down a little bit just because they've been held up there. The German panzers, they're still together, just a little bit more broken up by the skirmishing that's gone on with the guns there, and it's definitely put some thought to holding back the trucks and not trying to charge through with the trucks. Now the Italians have deployed their own artillery and can hit them over there as well. But they haven't had that much time yet to actually get hits. So, anyways, that's the end of the 1400 turn. We'll see you back for 1415 shortly.